Hello everyone, this is Pranava and today's video we'll be solving another room from TryHackMe. It's called as Mountaineer. It's a pretty hard challenge as the description says, and it takes about more than 2 hours to solve. That's what I took for solving this challenge few hours ago basically. I solved it just today and then thought of, you know what, let's record this and showcase on YouTube. I really don't showcase hard challenges, but I thought, yeah, why not? Let's even get audience who are do a little advanced level instead of just beginner level. And I have already made all the notes and the things what is required for this. I have also downloaded a few tools what was important for solving this challenge. Now, yeah, we can directly go into it. In this challenge, I'll make sure that I don't reveal up any flags or something like that. Think if I even if I reveal, I'm just going to be blurring that out while I'm editing. So that should not be an issue. But that is it. And as usual, the description or in the description, you'll find the walkthrough, the commands, and all those things. I'm going to link down to my website where you can go and really look at the commands which I used or the steps which I used for solving this. I might be also parallel looking at the steps which I used because it was quite challenging and I had no prior experience or knowledge of some of the things which was shown in this challenge or which was required. So I might look up and Google search or even look back into my notes to understand what exactly I did, even though I just finished it solving today. Yeah, that is it. Till it shows us the IP address that we need to enumerate or exploit. Let me open up my terminal and then connect to their VPN network. You can see here in the top, I'm not yet connected VPN. So yeah, sudo open VPN. Then my folder, TryHackMe, and my user got open. I'll run that in the background itself so that I can use this terminal again. So it says initialization sequence completed by pressing enter. It shows my bash terminal. Let me clear my screen, and here in the top I can see my IP address which I got from the VPN. Yeah, so that is ready, and then let me use Obsidian, which is my favorite tool for uh, making my notes in parallel. Let me close this, and this is from the previous video. I can even show you that I had made another notes here, the Mountaineer, okay, which yeah, let it be open here, but I'll not be using that specifically. I have a separate folder called youtube.tryhackme, so I'm just make my notes here. Okay, so let this be open parallel. I'll just minimize it so that this is going to show me in a dull screen, and I'll understand that it's minimized. Let me copy my heading or the header, put it here as my file name. And the objective of this challenge is pretty simple. That is, find the local.txt and the root.txt flag. So PS, we have to climb and put the flag in place. So it takes 5 minutes for the machine to load up. Note for free users using attack box, it is recommended to use your own VM first. And we see the IP address here. Now, I already told you that I've solved this, so there might be some steps where I might be going a little too fast than usual. That is because I have that knowledge. If you feel it is too fast, you can comment down below and the place where you felt it was difficult. I can help you down in the description, or if not, you can even join my Discord server. I know it has a little bit of tricky verification process. I've kept it like that so that I don't get anyone who wants to disturb the community to get inside. I want people who are really interested and dedicated to cybersecurity to only join the server, no one else. So I have kept the process of verification a little hard, but that's okay. So if you have any questions or doubts or want to communicate to me or want to have a contact with me, you can always join my Discord server and I'm there for you all. And I'm hoping to build a community, a larger community where people can come in together and then can share our knowledge and all. Okay, let me stop having a monologue here. I got the IP address. The first thing is I put that into my notes. So IP address, then it goes in there. So first, let me see if I'm able to ping. So ping and then count for some just 5 pings, and I see I'm able to get the results back from it. Okay, so that's good. Now, as the first step that we always follow is to scan this attack box. So sudo nmap -vv, that is for the purpose, and keep it a little fast for me for all the ports against this target IP. Then I press enter. That should start scanning for my attack box. That's what it is doing. So we already see that port 22 and port 80 is open in the system. We can even wait for the nmap result to show up. But anyway, it's just going to be showing us port 22 and port 80. That's what is going to be given us. So port 80 and port 22 are found. Again, I'm just making notes for me to just follow along. If you want a detailed one, I'll link it down in the description below, which you can go to my website and then check that. Or else my URL is pranavarao.tech, where you can find other blogs also related to TryHackMe and other challenges. Okay, so port 80 and port 22. Now, I don't want to enumerate for port 22 as I need the username and password, but let's go with port 80. Right, let me remove this full screen by function F. I thought I'll use a new terminal search. So it says, welcome to Nginx. Now, if I even look for the URL and check to see what is there, it's nothing but the Nginx page itself. So nothing I can do is specific here. And if I try to look at any other pages like the robos.txt or any of such things, it says not found. Right? Now, actually, I forgot to do the step, which is to add my IP address into the etc host file. I opened up another terminal, sudo nano c host, then IP address in here, and let me give some. Yeah, I'll give this name itself, mountaineer.thm. Yeah, so this is going to be my domain name for the IP address what they have given to me, because it's anyway a HTTP server. I can have this as a addressing URL. I'll save, Control X, Y, enter. Now I'll just do HTTP and then paste the top level domain. Yeah, it's going to load the same page again. But so if I look at any other pages or the source code of it, I'm not able to find any sensitive information. So obviously the next step is going to be for the fuzzing of this file. So for that, what we can do is we can use a tool called puff, ffuf, then specify the word list. First, let's go with fuzzing for some files inside the server. Just after the IP address or the domain, let me look for some files in it. I'll be using word list, which is under my folder, my name, Pranavar Rao, tools, then fuzzing list, sec list, discovery, web contents, draft, medium files.txt. So that should fuzz the URL mountaineer.thm fuzz here. So that is it. Let me press enter. So it'll run for a while, and yeah, let it run so that I can tell you what exactly is happening. So it's actually finding to see if there are any files after this URL. So it's going to see if there's any files present using the dictionary or using the contents which is there inside this file.txt. Right? It's going to put that in and it's going to check if there's any files present in it. Now I ran this command and I got no results from it. Right? I've already solved it. That's why I'm saying that. So we don't get any useful files from it. So next obvious step would be to find for some folders in it. Let me open this parallel window here. Can't do that yet. And here, run the same command, but this time I'm going to be using a different word list. Rao, tools, fuzzing list, sex list, discovery, web contents, RAF files, medium files .txt. That should fuzz my URL, HTTP, and fuzz. So as soon as I do this, I guess that's an issue with the window that I've. It's too bad. Yeah, this has come out. So let me exit from here. I don't have to do much. I just have to change this medium. Uh, uh, what is here? I can see directories. Yeah, I need directories.txt. Did I choose files again? I don't know. I don't know why. Yeah, so directories and then press enter. So here, as soon as we do that, we are able to see the output coming as WordPress. As in here, you get no results from it. So there was no any files that was matching from the root directory there. But we can see something called as WordPress. So we get a WordPress site. That means let me come here and then put in the word WordPress and press enter. Hopefully that loads. Yeah, it is time to load. Then you know what, let me add another R just in case, because what happened is while I was preparing for this video, or I was preparing, I was solving by my own, I lost the connection twice. Very careful about it. So I have a lot of time here. Yeah, so inside the WordPress folder we can see this Mountaineer page. Okay, so this is just a pretty website. It is good, looks good. It has some blog posts in here. We can open it in new tab and see here the Choyu embracing the Enjima, whatever that is. So there's a user called Choyo. Actually, that this challenge has a lot of weird names in it. So yeah, and there was nothing much in this other than me just searching for this for a long time. I even tried opening the images in new tab to see if there was any directory listing present in it. So if I open the image here and then remove the .jpeg file to see if I can list out any contents inside it or anything like that, it says forbidden, so which clearly means that I can't look into any of the files which is present. Right? So uploads, web contents, so nothing. So nothing is here. Now if I just if you want to do some reconnaissance, this is the downside of actually having it solved, because now I know what exactly to do, but I'm not getting that flow to go on how I actually did it, right? That's always a problem when you have already solved it. Yeah, now we see a lot of users in here. So Everest, Mount, Blackin, admin, and all those things, and they have posted their own pages and all those things, right? And if you go to pictures of me, we can see some of the images again, which is not relevant to us, but I wanted to open these and check if I can do some directory listing or find some suspicious things in the URL. For example, if I what will happen if I change the number from 39 to probably 1, or from 2 or something like that, right? So which I can see here from P1, it says Tales from the Realm of Mountain, which is nothing but another blog post, the recent post. So I did a lot of looking around here and then trying to understand what exactly is happening and all those things. Looking at the files, looking at the usernames. I think I've opened it here or here. Yeah, by the username to see if there are any sensitive things. I even looked at the source code to see if there's any passwords leaked or anything like that. Right? So there was nothing much in here too. The passwords or anything like that. As you can see here, there is nothing in the page. I looked through all the pages to just see if there's anything like that. Since I'm already a user of WordPress, Okay, so I know that in WordPress you have something called as WP admin. I have my own website, internal website, which I use for hosting some of my internal stuff. I know that's WP login page where I can use enter some username and password to log into my account as an admin, right? And do some changes to it. So here you have an ability to change your password. You can see lost your password. You can enter the username or the email of the user who's already present in it and then try to log in or reset the password. So that's possible. But the question was here, to what user and how will I know if the SMTP server is configured, for example, for the emails to be sent through, or what username to exactly choose from, and all those things. So I had this in mind. Okay, so I had kept this page like that itself, the lost password page, and I thought, let me go to some other page more and see. Um, so we see this. Now, next thing that I thought of is to check, because there was nothing in here, right? I could not find anything useful from it. I could not check for any of the vulnerabilities. I even tried with commenting to see if there's any injections possible. Okay, right? For example, H1 hacker, and then H1, and then say Pranava email hacker at hacking.com website https hacker.com. I use a lot of hacker word. Uh, that's it. So I click on post. I thought I will get something reply from it, but nothing. So it just said hacker or something like that, and there was nothing showing up here. So I tried with all of these things, even with the search bar here. Try to do something like search, because if you put an exclamatory mark, we might get some errors or something like that. With this, even I tried to do some directory listing like this uh, to see if I can print out any etc pass WD file, but the result was nothing. There was nothing useful in it. Then what exactly I did was that I opened up my terminal to check to see what happened. So the map said put 22 and 80, so you can see it here. So I have two windows. Let me close this. I have the VPN here, right? So let it be. Okay, whatever. So here there's a tool called wpscan, okay, which is used for scanning WordPress sites, okay, where you can look for any vulnerabilities present in them or something. So WP help, that is going to list is going to list out a lot of options that you can really use from this. I am going to be using the URL option and one more thing. I'm going to see if it is here so that I can even give you a detailed description or talk about it. But I don't see. Yeah, API token is here. That's what. So API token is going to be using a API key, which you need to log in and create an account, which I'll be showing in a moment. For getting an API key using which you can scan for some vulnerabilities or CVEs that is publicly present against a WordPress site. Now it's not a default thing to scan a WordPress site like that, right? So you need some API keys to do it. So with WP scan in, and then URL, which is going to be my site, and then API token. For the API token, you need to go to this site, so which is wpscan.com if I am right. Yeah, this is the site. Now I will log into my user. Let me open. I have another screen here where I need to open my password manager. Just give me a moment. Log into my password manager and get password. I don't usually remember my password because it's good thing that you should not know your password. It should be that complex. For example, that is mixture of characters in it. I guess I'll be probably blurring this out. Uh, Password. I copy the password, I'll paste it in here, remember me for 1 week, and log in. Yeah. So here you can see my API key here, which I'm going to be using. Copy. So I've copied to clipboard, and then which I'll be pasting it here. Again, this API token is going to be blurred while I'm editing it. So with wpscan, I'm going to be looking for some publicly known vulnerabilities. So I'll press enter. So it's going to start scanning against my website or the target system. So you can see a bunch of uh, things coming out. For the first time, if you're looking at this, you might feel too much, what do I say, burdened with this process. Trust me, it's good. So you will get used to this, looking at the vulnerabilities and going with the flow once you do a lot of other kind of exploitations. So after looking through all these things, I found a, what do I say, upload here, this vulnerability, which I thought is most appropriate for the CTF challenge. Of course, I did not know anything about this vulnerability prior to this solving this challenge. So what I did was, as soon as I saw this, I was like, "Ha, this is what I need to exploit." So I just copy this in here. I'll copy, then put it into my notes, and so this is what we'll be exploiting. This particular vulnerability. Now, if I search for this vulnerability in my browser, web browser, come here, open it here. So, yeah, let me open some POC from GitHub. You know what? Let me not do that. Let me copy this URL because it's going to give me the CVE number using which I can directly search it. Yeah, so the CVE is this. Copy the CVE, paste it in here, POC GitHub. So this is the user. So all the credit and shout out to this user here. I'm not going to even try to pronounce the username, but super thank you for this. Doing great. Now this was quite healthy. So after looking at this CVE and after translating this Korean language to English, which you can see here, translator says Korean detected and it's an English thing. So it was a Korean thing, so which I had to look up. You can skip all of these parts and you can come to the POC. So the POC, you can see here that they say you need to have the URL, which we have, and port is port 80, which we have. The U path, which is the where I need to be uploading this code, or we're going to be targeting this POC exactly. I need to specify that path, which is going to be my WordPress path. And I need to have the username of the admin user of the WordPress and their password. That was the roadblock which I saw as soon as I saw this RCE. So my next motive, as soon as I saw that I need a username and a password combination of the administrator account present for this WordPress account, my objective was to find for some username and password. So that's what we are going to be doing now. Now, anyway, I have two locations where I can see it. One is the username and password for logging in as an admin using WP login page, and for this particular tool to run also. This was my objective. Now, how do we do it? Right? So that's the thing. After digging through a lot of things, like I tried with looking at the source codes or searching for some other exploits, try to bypass the login page of it, and even after looking at some of the SQL injection, which is told here, authenticated SQL injection, and one more which I tried, uh, which was this SQL injection. So I tried with both of these type of scannings and then try to see if it's vulnerable or something. But in fact, that was not that worth resulting, or up to my knowledge level, that was not something which I was successful. So later, when I Third, okay. So what is the next step? So always when you're trying to go with CTFs or with penetration testing with red team or trying to exploit something, you have an objective where you need to go, and then the roadblocks and the positions and steps that you took it. So you can see we in the initial page, if I copy the URL here, do I have the same URL? Yes. So if I remove the WordPress, you can see here that we are running an Nginx server. Now, I had totally ignored about this, or I had forgotten about the fact that this has a backend of Nginx. So I tried to look for some vulnerabilities in Nginx, but or some exploits in it. Could not find anything. But then when I wanted to search from Hacktricks, I went to Hacktricks for Nginx. Okay, so here there is one section where I got the actual results from it. So it was this alias local file misconfiguration. So you can read through this. Like in the configuration file of Nginx, a close inspection is warranted for the location directives. A vulnerability known as local file inclusion can be intermittently introduced through a configuration that resembles the following. So this is the configuration of the file, which is there for Nginx. This configuration is prone to local file inclusion attacks due to the server interpreting requests like imgs flags.txt as an attempt to access file outside the intended directories. For example, if you have the location for alias path images, what happens is after images, if I try to do the dot dot slash, okay, what I'm saying is, let me copy this here. So after the images, if I try to do dot dot, which is to go back a directory, and a directory is more like that. And if I try to go to the etc pass wd, so I'm trying to access another file which is not allowed to be presented, but specifying from this particular folder images. So the server interprets this image as, or this request as it's coming from the images file, but it is trying to access some other file from the system which is not supposed to be exposed or something. So that configure, it's a misconfiguration what exactly happens while you are modifying that thing. So that's what they have explained here. It's an attempt to access the file outside the intended directories. So effectively resolving to the path, this flaw allows attackers to retrieve the files from the server's system that should not be accessible through the web. To mitigate this vulnerability, the configuration should be adjusted to the whatever that thing. So they have specified that you should have another slash. So they have told for us to test. If we have to test for this, what can we do? So what I did is I came to this site and then tried to see if I have any folders like images. Okay. Why did it go here? I have to specify HTTP all the time. So images, it says forbidden, which means that okay, that folder is there. If not, I would have got 404 or some kind of other errors in it. But it says forbidden. So now I was really interested in to see if that particular vulnerability was present or not, because that's what is the whole challenge about, to see if that is or not. Just a minute. Oh yeah. By the way, I have launched water bottles as a merchandise from for my company. It's a white color bottle for 750 ml. If you're interested and want to have some cool bottles, I have more than one here. This one, you can buy it from my store, which is store.cyberpranava.com. You can just Google my company name and you'll get the store page. Okay, let's not deviate that. Yeah, so images, and then if I look into the file and then say etc pass wd. I totally hate this. I don't know if it is my DuckDuckGo or the browser's issue, but I hate it. Back for me to every time specify HTTP. It's something I hated that. So it says not found. That's good. Okay. What about uh, a little more, right? And instead of images, let me remove the slash and directly put that dot dot slash so that it's going to think that's from the images file. Let me copy the URL and press enter. It says again 404 not found. That's strange. The fact that I had got it earlier. So WordPress. Yeah. In here, if I go to images, now I'm actually doubting if it was try this one. Image. Ah, this is what I hate. Instead of images, let's go for image and then see what happens. But let me try with curl, and then this one. Forget anything? No. WordPress image. No. Okay. What am I missing? Uploads image. What about images? No. Okay, so let's figure it out together then. Nice thing. WordPress. Hmm, okay. WordPress, and I hope it was images. What am I missing here? A HD not found. Okay. Um, it was not uploads. Then that could that be? Okay. So let me look at my notes. Yeah, you can see it's images and then just one file. I just tried to mimic this one. Yeah. I mean, happens. Hey, come here. Oh, okay. Okay. This is strange. It's PASSWD. Right. That's proper. Image or images. That's the thing. So it's trying to download this. Okay. So that means yeah. So uh, it is able to get the password WD file in it. Now I had even done this using the curl command, which I can demonstrate here. Now let me remove all these things, uploads. and just with these images and all the other things can be. So you can see that we are able to list out the contents of files in here, right? So it's all about the users present inside the system. Now, which means that we have this vulnerability, whatever is being showcased here or whatever is said here, that misconfiguration inside the file. Now, after looking through a lot of other places, right? So I came up with another place where exactly I can have some good information. Now, which was the vhost page, which actually I did a Google search of um, how to edit the vhost file of an of a Nginx server. So from DigitalOcean, I guess. Yeah. DigitalOcean that gave me a file path. I did not know this exact file path, but I wanted to search for it and then to exactly search where can I find some sensitive information to work on. So you can see etc nginx sites available default is a configuration file for all the nginx servers to store the information. Now if I use the same command but a small changes with the location where I want to look into the files, and if I press enter, you can see the contents coming out, which is of the default file inside the sites available under the nginx folder. So it's the configuration file of the nginx server. Now, if you look through this, you can see we have found another domain or a subdomain that we can use for, or we can look into and then find for. We see admin roundcube mail.mountaineer.thm. So it's like a bingo thing because imagine finding a mail access. Now I can go to any of the user and then say the username, and from it comes to their email. That means I mean the backend that email might be set up. So it comes to their email and then we can reset the email. So that was the happiest moment that I came. But then it was not as easy as how I'm saying it to you. So let me add this subdomain into my etc host file. Sudo nano etc host. Then to the last edit itself, I'm going to add the subdomain with the domain of its. Then enter. Yeah. So that is saved. Let me exit from it. And you can, if you want, you can go through the configuration files. It's not going to say anything much good or something useful for us. So now let's browse to our folder where we actually are really interested to go in. And this is the mail page of it. That is the Nginx page, and this is of the users. Let me close this one. I have the WordPress file, so let that be here. This is my, yeah, okay, nothing much. So we got a mail here. Now we don't have the username and passwords, right? So we need to figure out the proper usernames and passwords which is actually present in the server that we can use for exploiting this. Also, we need a username and password. Now, after a bit of searching here with these usernames, okay, I found out some of the users but could not crack their password exactly. So I thought of a better way now. Now to check for or to enumerate if there are any other hidden users which I have no idea about. Because there are possible chances that there are back-end users who manage once you're a company or something like that. There are managers who manage the website who have the complete access to it but are never seen in the front, right? And that's an interesting thing which I also saw in here, which I will show it to you all. I will use the same command which I used previously for my wpscan, okay, to enumerate the vulnerabilities of the WordPress. I'm going to be using the same command, but with a small change, which is going to be to enumerate for users. So enumerate you. That's going to check for any usernames present inside the server. Let's give it a minute for it to load. Again, it's going to be listing out the other vulnerabilities present inside the server. These are something which you can't really exploit for this challenge, so ignore it. Here we see a list of users that we found from here, right? We can see user Choyu. I might be pronouncing it wrong. That's fine. But we see Choyu, we see Everest, we see Mount Blacken admin. Yeah, we saw admin from here from the post. The tales from the realm of mountains. So, greetings, fellow adventurers. I, K2, the mightiest and the most, whatever. I'm not going to read that. We see another user called Everest, and we see Mont Blanc and Choyu and K2. So, you can see another user called K2, and we don't see any of the interactions here, but we only see it being specified by the admin saying that I, K2, the mightiest and the most alluring peak in the world. So K2 is another user. That's what we get from here. We found another user K2 from the server. I will add that into my notes. So username is K2, and for the password, I did a lot of other enumerations. So what I did is I thought of using Hydra against this server. I can thought of brute forcing it through burp suit for some passwords or something like that. I even thought I can from the etc password file, no pass wd file here. I thought I will can crack for the hash of the user, but again that was not possible. Like you can see from here itself that we can see a user called K2 being present inside the server. So yeah, but there was no gain from it. But then I just did a small guess just to try, because most of the time the sometimes people just out of laziness they keep the same username and password. So K2 is the username and same is the password. If I press enter, you can see that eureka moment where you can be like, wow, we got an access to the mail of the mailbox or the application for managing the mails of the K2 user. So it says, dear K2, I thought I may have a shorter in stator. My hearing remains sharp as ever. The cold wish and whispered to me the recent instance where my passwords were transmitted through email. Yeah, so that's some email, and to my favorite mountain out there. So I've got the password. I've got the perfect password for the perfect mountain, the tallest password in the world. See you soon. So we got another password in here. But for what user, I did not know. Okay, so we can try with this too. I can copy the user and then I came in here, went back, come here, then WP login. Uh, is it something with my browser that I'll have to every time add HTTP there, and or is it the issue with, I don't know what is it, whatever. WP login. Hmm? On WP admin. What is it? No, that's login. Yeah, WP admin. So K2 and then the password. You can see it is loading. So which means we have the password, right? So we got the password of this user. Now another way what you can really do is that if the password did not work, which was my initial method which I followed, was, let me put the password here. The tallest password in the world. Yeah, so we can see the dashboard page being laid open. So we now have the username and the password for the exploit that we can run now, which is this for this POC. Now, other thing that you can really do is that you can come to this page and you can click on that reset password, right? You can click on that option and then it's going to send an email to you for resetting it, and you can have a new password there. So that was the first thing which I did. I did not see the password actually being here, which of course in CTF they do that. They don't expect you to exploit everything. They will give you the password or username randomly like that somewhere in the code or somewhere in the source code. That's why it's very important to be alert during the exploiting. We get the password here. That's good. So we have a list of things that we need for running the exploit. Now let's work on with the exploit. What we can do here is uh, this one. Yeah, I also forgot to say that if you're a free user, you'll get 25 scans per day to scan against WP. You need to register for their account basically. You saw me logging in here, right? So you need to create an account, and then as soon as you log in, you'll be able to get your API keys there. So you can even see here that the current subscription plan is free and 25 scans per day, which works for me. That's fine. So now what we can do is I have already cloned it inside my directory or my tools directory. So tools and then exploits CVEs. So here you can see the CVE which I have just cloned it using the git clone command. That is the it's here. So you all that you have to come all you have to do is copy this and then say git clone and press the URL up you paste the URL that will clone it, which I'll not be doing it right now because I've already cloned it. Now I will go inside the directory, and then I had some issue with the request module in my Python something. So what I did was to search Google the error, and then I had to reinstall my Python. If you have that, you can just Google search. But yeah, in this case, it's a pretty simple command that you need to enter, which is right here. So I'll copy this and then come back. So the T is going to be your URL that you need to enter, which I will here tab one copied, and port is 80. That's what we have for our website. So port 80. Path U is the WordPress path. So WordPress, and then user, we got the user as K2, right? So we'll be using that user itself and the password of that user. I don't know if I should blur the password. I'm just gonna do it. Yeah, so we get it here. And all that I have to do is to press enter, and that gave me an error. Yeah, I don't know why. This is strange. So cause the following exception. Hmm, is it because of the password? Oh, it could be because of this. TryHackMe slash is that no? Probably because of that. If not, really something else. No. Should I not give the HTTP? Yeah. No. Set cookie. What is this doing? This is something which I thought I will not fall into. Okay, the above exception was direct cause of the following exception. Now, what is wrong with this? Because of the quotes? I don't know. Yeah, I have no. I will look into my notes, which I have it here, to exactly see what is it. Okay, I had to specify another slash here. So it's working now. So it has uploaded a shell.php file. So you can copy this URL. Now come to my web browser. Then let me paste it in. So you can see it's a Pawnee shell. Okay, so that's a good shell, but not a very great shell that we can exactly use for. So it's going to be a little messy to have a proper interaction and all those things. So what we can do is we can upgrade the shell. I will create a shell using Revshell. Let me use busybox. Busybox. Let me specify bin bash. My IP address is 10 dot. Remove that. 10 dot 17 dot 0 dot 180, and let me give some 4445. It's a good address. Or I can even give 123. 1234. That's good now. So I have this shell here. Now I'll copy this in here and then this. Yeah. Paste it in here before I press enter. Before I press enter. Coming here. So NC netcat LVNP. LVNP. Then press enter. LVNP. 1234. Yeah, 1, 2. So it's listening on the port 1234 on any of the address. And if I press enter, you can see we got a connection here. Good. So now, even again, this too is not a very great shell, or it's not a bash shell to be working with. For that, let's upgrade this. For that, if I let's see if we have Python 3. We have Python 3 in the server. It's 3.10.12, which doesn't matter. So Python 3 hyphen C uh, import pty. So then py dot spawn bin bash. Use it. This should do my job. I got a bash script. Now that I'm going to do is going to press Control Z. That should put it in the backend. Now I'll say httpy raw echo and foreground it. That has continued it, and I got a better. So I can do whatever I want with this. So I can't clear the terminal except that. So listing the files here, we see a shell.php file and a folder called 2024. So cd 2024. We see two files inside it, 203, and a bunch of image files. Right, so we can't do anything with that again. That's not something interesting either. But the most interesting thing that we can see is the home folder in this server. If I go to cd home and if I list out the users present in it, you can see a lot of users. And the interesting user is K2, which we already have the access into and we have the password too. So if I go to cd K2 and then list out the contents here, list LA is the main thing here. I see the bash history as well as the mail file. So inside the mail folder, when I try to access it, it says permission denied. So what I can do now is to change it to that user. So I'll do su and k2. For the password, the same password which I used for that mail thing, no? The mail application, I'm going to be using the same password. And here I am. I've logged in as k2 and now I have access to the mail folder. The mail. In here, I see a file called as sent. Now that file is normal ASCII file. That's what this says. And if I print that out, cat sent, it gives a lot of information here. So from K2 Mountaineer on Saturday, some date again from K2 to L hosts. So this particular user L host, you can add localhost.thm. You can see that that user is also present in the system here. That is L host. right? So that was my next target or next person that I wanted to exploit. Okay, so getting to know you, message something, sender something, something. So dear L host, we have noticed your consistent warning about security risk, and we believe it's time to get to know you better. As mountains, we have compiled a list of what we know about you so far. So they have given us a list of sensitive information about the user, that is their first name, surname, nickname, birthdays, pet name, company name, and we are eager to deepen our understanding of you. So it's something so much of information that I can use it for anything a little sketchy stuff. So yeah, we find that here. Now, with this information, what we can do is let me copy all this information into my notes here. I guess this is the folder. Then paste it right here. We have that information. Now let's go to the user which we are most interested, which is lhost. So cd lhost. Yeah. Now we have access to it, and then if I do ls, I can see backup kdbx mail. Okay, now we see those two files in here. Now for backup.kbdbx, I have the permission to just list it and then not able to run it, but just to list it. So if I do cat just to see if I have the access, yes, I do have the access to run the tool. Now I don't have no other way to download it. So let's go. I'll show you a way how I did or download this file. But let's also look at the mail folder. So if I try to look at the file, what is here, and try to go inside the directory called mail. So it says permission denied. So I need the username or the password of this user. So first what I can do is now I have something called as backup KDBX. I was not knowing what exactly KDBX was. So all that I did is to go to Google and then search KDBX. I did what is .kdbx, and it says it's a database format for storing passwords and all the other things of a database for the tool called KeePass. So which I had to again install it. We'll go in step by step first. So this KDBX is a file which has passwords in it. So the structure of this particular tool is such that it has a main password or the master password which you need to be having before you exactly log into that file and then look into the other passwords or usernames. So now I needed this tool. So what I did is I used a tool called base64 and then backup.kdbx, which I can now copy the contents of it like this, copy it. Then I will open up CyberChef directly from my browser. Paste the contents here, and then go from base64, drag it and drop it here. That's going to decode the contents. What exactly was that? So now I'm going to save this. Now I noticed while I was downloading the file that I already have a few contents in my downloads folder. The first thing that I'm going to do is to remove that. Clear CD downloads, ls. Probably I don't need all these. MRF, everything. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, think. I mean, if that's an error, let me look at it later. I don't know if it is a bad idea because if it gets spoiled now, I'm in between the video. Okay, let it be like this. I'm just going to do it later. Not an issue. So download.dat, instead of that, I'm going to say kdbx, and then on OK. That's going to show up my downloads folder. So I will click on save. Not my Python folder. Go documents, come to my downloads and save. So I can see it has saved my folder here. I'll have the screen, but parallelly I'm going to open another screen. Okay. Here, let me go to my downloads folder and I can see the download.kdbx. So the way how now for running this tool, okay, I need to have a password. I can show you by running a keypass2, which I actually installed it using the command sudo apt install keypass2. Okay, you can do that. Sudo apt install pass2. So it says it's already there. So all that you have to do is to run keypass2 and that's going to open file. So here if I go to file and then click on open and open file, go to my downloads and then select the file, click on open, it's going to ask me for the master password, which I clearly don't have. So what I can do now is I can try to brute force for this, right? That's what I'm going to be doing. There's a tool called um, yeah, CUPP. Okay, so it's going to be using it has a full form, I guess. Common user password profile. If I am right, that should be it. Let's Google that too. UPP. That's going to load up common user passwords profile. So it's a GitHub repository. If it's not defaultly installed in your system, you can clone from here and then run the tool. But we'll run the tool with an interactive mode so that it's going to be asking us the options that we need to enter, as you will see now. So I'll press enter. It says the first name. So what this particular tool is going to be doing is that it is going to create a list of passwords, possible passwords, using the sensitive information like the first name or the last name or the application name or the date of birth or something, all related to such information. It's going to create passwords with that. So we are using this tool, which is very helpful if you're going for penetration testing, where most of the time we see this in Active Directory that users just keep their date of birth and their username into it with different combination. Maybe the you date of birth comes first and then the username or something like that. So it's really useful for you to uh, generate some common passwords from these sensitive information from it. You will be able to see here the level of information that it actually asks. So okay, the first name is this. I'm going to just copy paste, and the surname is this. uh, Nickname is Mr. Security. Paste it in here. Date of birth is 18th May. So 18th January, February, March, April, May. That's 05. Then 1956. So that is the date of birth. So partner's name, that's not given here. Partner's nickname, no. Date of birth, no. Child's name, no. Nickname, child's nickname, no. Child's date of birth, no. See, you can have such things like imagine you have a partner. You usually keep their date of birth as the pen or as a password. Right? So you can easily guess it from this. That's why it's really important to understand your target before you actually exploit them, because we are all humans. We all have a tendency to keep something that we can easily remember or memorize whenever we need it. So either it's going to be a name, some day that we graduated, or it's going to be some information related to the first day, joining day of my work, which I think is only me who knows it. Or else you can I've seen many of them who post their first day of their job in LinkedIn. They say a new job on this date. We can find the date exactly there, or some other sensitive informations like that. They can keep their parents' date of birth or something like that. So yeah, it's a tool which we can use for generating such usernames and passwords. Okay, pet's name. We have the pet's name here, as I said, people have a tendency, as a human, it's a common tendency to keep all those things. That's why we recommend to have a password manager during any of the organizational setup, that the password manager is important for. Okay. Do you want nah? I'm just gonna press enter. So it has created a file called mount.txt. So it can effect cat or just print the head of it. So mount.txt is going to, you can see a possible way of passwords present. Right? I can even do this. Mount.txt is going to print just a bit of incident. Yeah. Okay, so it has a list of usernames that I want. Now, using these dictionary file, what I've created now, what I can do is I can pass it through a tool of John the Ripper. Well, that's what I did. I did mm, pass key or key pass. Key pass to John. No. What was it exactly? What was it? What? So I'm bad at remembering the tool. Key pass to John. Yeah, that was right. Key pass on. Yeah, and then I'm going to specify. Uh, did I do it here? Less. Oh, mount.txt is here. Okay, let me move the mount.txt to my downloads folder. Yeah, so let it move there. Let me also go to my downloads. Yeah, I have the file and those things. Okay. So key pass on. Then I'm going to say download into download dot. So it's going to be using that hash for brute forcing or scanning it and getting the. Now, since I've already run this tool before, you can see it from here. I might not be able to get the same password, or I might not be able to get the information from this, but I'm just going to run the command anyway and just show it. So I just say John and then the word list is equal to mount.txt and then file name dot hash. So it says using default input loaded one password hash. It already has it. No password hash is left to crack. So it has already cracked it. I can even still list or the backend of it, but which I'm not going to do. So you can see from here, I have got the password. So I'll be using the same thing to enter here, which is L. I'm not going to be pronouncing it out. Okay, so I've logged in. I'm going to press yes. Yeah, okay. So now you might be able to see the screen clear because, of course, in the editing, I'm going to blur them. Because I want you all to try and challenge yourself to solve these challenges instead of just looking at the password or something like that and then going ahead. Which is actually recommended by one of them in the Discord so that I don't leak out sensitive information because the creators of TryHackMe and the people there have taken a lot of effort to build such challenges for the community for people to learn and exploit it. So yeah, let's support them. So I can see two users here, which is uh, I'm not even going to be trying to pronounce that name. So which is I'm just going to call him as Kanjaru. Whatever. It's a bit of Hindi ending in it, Kanjaru. It's not a bad word. It's just some random name which I gave. So I'm going to use this user, which again, if you look at the list of users present inside the server, right, you can notice that we have that user here. So C list, you can see we have this Kanjaru user as well as the user M Leckens. You can see them both here. No, this is not here. Okay, whatever. We see this one user being present here. I'm going to copy their password and then I'm going to change myself into that user. So su hyphen this username, not hyphen. It's going to ask for the password, which I'm again going to copy, then paste it here. So I am the user right now. Now I can go to my own home directory and look out for the list of contents in here. So I can see something called as local.txt, which is exactly the uh, file or the password. I mean, the flag for this challenge. WC word count local.txt. You can see it has contents one line, one column, and 33 characters. That's our flag, which I'm not going to be printing out on my screen. And then we see a note, mynotes.txt. So cat mynotes.txt. It says, uh, tell root stop using my account. It's annoying. Travel to Mars sometime. I heard there are great mountains there. Make my password even hard to crack. I don't want anyone to hack me. Yeah, is it? Okay, wait. So echo the greatest hacker of all time has hacked. Oh, I'm not going to say that. Then put this inside my cat minors.txt. Okay, I'm just doing this for fun now. I don't bully anyone like this. Okay, so yeah. So here you can see that they say tell root stop using my account. It's annoying. So that means the root user has already used this particular user's account. That means the history of this tool history of the commands entered by the user can be present. So if I do la, you can see that we have bash.history file. We'll copy that username and then say cat, then paste it in here. In the history, I can see the password of the user right there. That's it. Once I get the user's password, it's game over. So su hyphen or su root, and then the password of root, just paste it in there. Now you're the root user. Now go to the root folder, and you can see node.txt, which says node.txt. It says, dear adventures, I want to express my heartful thanks for embarking on this incredible journey to explore the highest mountains with us. Your participation has made this adventure in the wilderness even more remarkable. As we ascended these swirling peaks, we not only embraced the natural challenges but also celebrated the majestic beauty of the heights mountains on our planet. Your spirit of adventure and shared passion for mountaineering have truly enriched this experience. Thank you for being a part of this remarkable expedition, which has been a tribute to the mightiest mountains and the thrills of reaching new heights. With signature gratitude, the Mountaineer. PS. The machine was created while climbing. Is it? Wow, that's amazing. I mean, all the credits and congratulations and appreciation to the makers of this room, which is, I'm just going to close it. With this TryHackMe and Nirza. Okay, so both of you, super super thank you. Then top 1%. Good, nice. And TryHackMe both together. It's official TryHackMe app. Okay, so it's a good job. It's a great thing. Thank you. Yeah, coming to the flag word count, I'm just going to show the flag. That is it. There's a content inside the flag. I'm not going to reveal the flag. Yeah, we got the root flag now. All that we have to do right now is to submit the flag in, and then we are done. Yeah, it took me a quite time to analyze this because some few points of that WordPress, and then what to do with that KDBX file. I had no idea. So I had to do a lot of searches, understand how this challenge is built, how what this file exactly does, and faced a lot of errors while trying to compile this and understand this challenge. But it was a good challenge. I actually went through a write-ups also, just to yeah, from OX Bob. He's a very good hacker. A lot of I'm proud of him. A lot of appreciation to him. It's a good motivation for people who are getting started or want to get into the TryHackMe field. So yeah, credit goes to the people who I have mentioned in this video. All the things you have done a great thing. Yeah. So that is it for this video. I just want to say thank you to all the people who watch my video and subscribe to my channel. They people who like my videos, people who comment on my videos. So it's a great thing for me. I do feel happy and motivated every time to create new contents for the community. Soon I'll be bringing up more videos related to other things related to cybersecurity. It's just been a little busy while. So yeah, that is it. So hack the YouTube algorithm in an ethical manner by sharing, liking, and subscribing to my channel. Your comments, your valuable outputs or remarks do matter to me. So that is it. Thank you, super thank you to everyone who watches my videos. Thank you. That's it for this video. Bye bye.